Hello friends and welcome back. I'm Megan and today me and the boys are going to be guiding you through a video that is a compilation of several days here in the forest in wet, cold, glorious winter Belgium. The first thing I'm showing you is this semi-abandoned house in the woods. It is bare minimum a quarter mile into the woods, maybe farther, and it was abandoned when I first moved here. But during the COVID shutdown, the people who own it have been putting in work into it. So now the windows are not broken and they've started adding some plants outside. You can see they've been doing a lot of work. And you can also see that this is truly in the forest. And sometimes they stay here, though they don't seem to be here now. So you can imagine it's pretty secluded. Now we are doing a little project. This part of the woods is usually torn up pretty significantly by the wild boars that live here. And lately I have noticed that these little flowers have been torn up by the boars and they're still trying to live despite the fact that they have been uprooted. I thought it might be cute to try and bring them inside and use them as a little bit of decoration. For the record, I believe these are Snowbells, but I am no expert. So if anyone knows a lot about botany, especially plants that are native to the forest of Northern Europe, feel free to chime in the comment section and let us all know if I'm right or wrong. Also, I don't know why I am wearing my apron in this video. I guess I just rushed out of the house to take advantage of the daylight that was remaining and was not paying attention to what I had on. I have been told that the White House from the beginning of this video was a station on a tram line that used to run through this forest a very, very long time ago. It has a twin about a half a mile away from it, further through the forest. And that one is closer to the edge of where the forest currently ends now and seems to have been inhabited continuously for a while. Also, can we just talk about how awesome my basket is? Growing up, my mother was so into baskets, and I'm not sure why, but she had a ton of them, and they were decor in the kitchen. They were decor in a lot of places, and she put them up on top of her kitchen cabinets, and there were just always baskets everywhere, all kinds of baskets for any occasion. And I thought that was fine, but I had no personal connection to baskets until we moved here and I started going to the bulk stores to buy my groceries more often, and I found that just using a regular reusable grocery bag was far too flimsy for having multiple glass jars in it at the same time. So I had to go to a thrift store and find a few different baskets, and I have an old picnic basket that has a lid that closes that's really handy, and I have this one. And now I'm just constantly in the market for new and wonderful baskets. So I guess what I'm ultimately saying is I'm slowly turning into my mother. Come over here to the side of the trail to gather some moss to go on top of the soil in the pots, just to make it look a little more dressy, a little more natural maybe. I don't know, I just feel like moss makes all pots look a little bit nicer than just plain soil on top. And we're done. You can see some of these clumps are exhibiting phototropism in some really spectacular ways, and that's because the clumps were laying sideways on top of the ground until I put them in these pots. But I'm imagining, as fast as they seem to grow, that in just a couple days on my windowsill, they will stand up nice and straight. But we'll see. So this is the morning after I planted these. And they still look pretty funny. And this is about 3 days later. You can see they are all standing up fairly straight and they're starting to bloom. So the next morning, something really exciting started to happen. This is not the first snow we have had in my region of Belgium this year, but it is the first one that has stuck around for any length of time. So this is the first day with the snow, and you can see it coming down in this video. The boys are really excited. Lots of little animals are on the move too, so you'll see tracks throughout the remainder of the video. I'm originally from Georgia, as I think I've mentioned before, so we don't get a whole lot of snow, at least not in my region of Georgia. I guess in northern Georgia, where they're in the mountains, they have snow. But I'm from the coastal plain and not snow very often. So seeing this is still very exciting for me. Even having lived in Colorado before we came here, you get snow a lot. But it still makes me really excited just to be out in it, and you can tell the boys feel the same way. Also, because it tends to be so dark and overcast here in Belgium, particularly in the winter, and a lot of us suffer from seasonal depression because of it, it is so nice to have snow on the ground because it reflects what little bit of weak sunlight we are getting and makes it seem so much brighter during the day. It's really just a very, very special time of year. And here we have some deer tracks. I believe they're deer tracks. Lord knows I've seen enough deer in these woods. I've been singing Walking in a Winter Wonderland for about 3 days now, and my husband tells me that's a Christmas song, and since it's early February, that's not allowed. But he is mistaken. It's a winter song, and never so appropriate as right now. Here we have some little bird tracks of some kind. You could tell he was dancing a little jig. And some very strange tracks I found. The mud puddles are not so thoroughly frozen that I or Sam, the larger dog, can walk on them, but Eli can walk across most of the puddles without them cracking underneath his weight. Now we're on what I call the broken bridge, for obvious reasons. I don't think we're actually supposed to walk on this, but we do it a lot. You can see that my smaller dog doesn't quite pick up his feet enough for them not to drag as he walks through the snow. And there's proof Eli can walk on water, provided it's frozen. This is my most favorite tree in the whole forest, which probably sounds like a perfectly crazy thing to say, but I love this tree, and I tell everyone I bring here how much I love it. There are actually a lot of really beautiful old trees out here. If you know something about trees and recognize the species of one of these big ones, I would love to hear about it. So now we'll close out this video with a funny clip of Sam eating snow on our way back to the house. He's such a doofus. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you again very, very soon.